Class, last time we discussed in chemical kinetics types of reaction rate, that was average rate and instantaneous rate. Today's topic is class difference between reaction rate and rate constant. These two are different things. We are taking one example over here. Let A giving me B, same here, A giving me B. Now reaction rate or rate of reaction. Rate of reaction is either decrease in concentration of reactant or increase in concentration of product with respect to time. So in the last class we have discussed that unit of reaction rate, expression of reaction rate is given by minus delta A upon delta T, because A is your reactant and B is your product, so we can write delta V by delta T. So this is expression for reaction rate. Now class, what is rate constant? Again we are considering an example, A giving me B. Rate constant is proportionality constant in rate law expression. Till now you have not studied how to write rate law, but for the time being let us consider here R equal to some constant K multiplied by molar concentration of A. So this K is your proportionality constant and is also called rate constant. So in rate law expression, the K is always your rate constant. Then second difference, rate of reaction may increase or decrease depending upon concentration, temperature, etc. These factors we will be studying in due course of time, but for the time being you must understand that rate of reaction can be changed. But class, rate constant for a particular reaction always remains constant. It is not going to change. Third difference, unit of reaction rate. It is, you all know very well that unit of reaction rate is given by mole liter inverse time inverse. Class, it is not second inverse, not hour inverse, minute inverse or year inverse. It is simply mole liter inverse time inverse. Whatever the time is given to you, if it is given in second, we'll write second inverse. If it is given in hour, we'll write in hour inverse. Even in year, we can write year inverse. But class, unit of rate constant K depends upon order of reaction. Till now you have not studied order of reaction, but for simplicity we can very well say that in rate law expression the value of molar concentration term, that is power of molar concentration term, is called order of reaction. So whatever the value we are writing over here to the power of molar concentration terms, that becomes your order of reaction. As you see, we have taken three examples here. R equal to K0 a to the power 0, so it is zero order reaction. R equals to K1 a to the power 1, it is your first order reaction. R equals to K2 a to the power 2, it is your second order reaction. K0 zero order rate constant, K1 first order rate constant, K2 second order rate constant. So let us do one by one how to find units of rate constant for various orders. So let's start with zero order class. So I can write the expression R equals to K0 a to the power 0. How this expression has been achieved, we'll be studying in upcoming lectures. Okay, for the time being, R, unit of R is mole upon liter into time. K0, and we all know anything to the power 0 is simply 1. So we get the value of K0, mole liter inverse time inverse. So in the next step I can write K0 equals to mole liter inverse time inverse. This becomes your expression unit for zero order rate constant. Then we move to first order rate constant. R equals to K1 a to the power 1. K1 represents first order rate constant. Now let us put again their units. R, mole upon liter into time. K1 we are going to find out, and this is your molar concentration, and you all know molar concentration is mole upon liter. So mole upon liter goes with mole upon liter, so we are left with K1 equals to time inverse. So first order reaction rate may be either minute inverse or second inverse or time inverse. Then finally to second order reaction, R equals to K2 a to the power 2. So R mole upon liter into time as usual. K2 we are going to find, and it is what? It is A ka whole square, means what? Mole square upon liter square. So mole upon liter goes with mole upon liter. So we are left with unit of K2 liter mole inverse time inverse. So class, in a nutshell, you can say that unit of reaction rate always remains constant, but unit of reaction rate constant depends upon order of the reaction. And what is the order of the reaction? So the power of concentration term is called order of reaction. C, zero order reaction, first order reaction. This one is your second order reaction. Now class, we'll move to LOMA. LOMA. You know very well, you studied in class 11. It is called law of mass action. So what does it suggest? It suggests that the rate at any instant is directly proportional to product of concentration of the reactants. Class, very important line. It is the basic of your chemical kinetics. The rate at any instant is directly proportional to product of concentration of reactants at that instant raised to the stoichiometric coefficient of chemical reaction. Let us take one example. A, B plus C giving me products. So, how to write rate? Rate will be equal to some constant K as we have studied just now. Then product of concentration of reactant raised to the stoichiometric coefficient. So, this is A. And you have already studied in your class 11 that stoichiometry becomes power. So, this becomes your rate law expression for the reaction AA plus BB plus CC giving me products. So I repeat again, law of mass action, the rate at any instant is directly proportional to product of concentration of reactant at that instant raised to the stoichiometric coefficient of chemical reaction. AA plus BB plus CC giving me product. So I can write rate will be always equal to some constant K, A to the power A, B to the power B and C to the power C. So class, this is your Loma expression, and class is very important line, and you can also learn in this way that rate at any instant is directly proportional to concentration of the reactant. If the concentration of the reactant is more, the rate will be more. If the concentration of the reactant is less, the colliding species will be less, and hence the reaction rate will be also less. So class, now we'll move to our next topic, that is called collision theory for reaction rate. Collision theory for reaction rate. Collision theory for reaction rate. Let us consider this reaction. H2 plus I2 giving me 2HI. H2 is a molecule, I2 is also a molecule. Let us have a diagrammatic representation HH, II. So these are the molecules present in the reaction mixture. HI can only be formed when these two reactant species collide with each other. So collision, I repeat, so collision is a precondition for any reaction to take place. So this is a very important line, and this is the collision theory of reaction rate. What does it suggest? It suggests that collision is a precondition for any reaction to take place. So now H2 molecule and I2 molecule, they will collide with each other, and ultimately they will result in formation of 2HI molecules because the reaction is going to take place. But class, collision frequency is found to be 10 to the power 30 to 10 to the power 40 collisions per second. When we measured the collision rate, it was found to be 10 to the power 30 to 10 to the power 40 collisions per second. Class, remember, there were three types of reactions. Very fast reaction, we are not studying. Very slow reaction, that also we are not studying. What we are studying? We are studying the moderate reaction. And in moderate reactions also, we find that collision frequency is very high. It is ranging from 10 to the power 30 to 10 to the power 40 collisions per second. So class, collision frequency is very high. Still the reaction takes place at a moderate rate. So what are those factors which slows down the reaction rate of, even though the collision frequency is very high? So in the next topic, we are going to discuss factors affecting reaction rate. So there are two factors. One is your energy factor and second one is your improper orientation of molecule. Improper orientation of molecules. So class, let us take energy factor first. Class, this graph you studied in class 11. Here we are plotting energy and here we are plotting number of molecules. And class, this was your Maxwellian distribution curve. It was not even in gaseous state. There were three outcomes. What were those? Such molecules which are having zero energy state is very less. This is your threshold energy. Such molecules possessing average energy is very, very high, and such molecules possessing threshold energy is very, very less. So class, listen very properly. Since molecules possessing threshold energy is very, very less, therefore very few molecules enter into the reaction, and if very few molecules enter into the reaction, obviously the reaction is going to take place at a moderate rate, even though collision frequency is very high. So what we got here? We got here second feature, that molecules possessing threshold energy, what is that energy required for entering in the reaction, is very less. Therefore, even though collision frequency very high, very few molecules enter into the reaction, therefore reaction rate is moderate, not very fast. So we have taken class energy factor into consideration, and now next is improper orientation of molecules. Class, that you also find out here. Class, our next topic is improper orientation of molecules. Class, let us consider a reaction CO plus NO2 giving me CO2 plus NO. This reaction can be diagrammatically represented by two ways. See, in the case 1, CO is colliding with NO2, but it is colliding with an atom. So, what the product will be formed? CNO or NCO, but whether it is our desired product? No, our desired product is what? CO2. So, if CO attacks NO2 on N, this gives you ineffective collision. Ineffective collision means no products are being formed. No products are formed. Now class, let us see the second one. When CO strikes NO2 at O, definitely we are going to get CO2, and this gives you the effective collision. Class, we were discussing that collision frequency being very high, that is ranging 10 to the power 30 to 10 to the power 40 collision per second, but still reaction takes place at a moderate rate. The reason is that frequency of ineffective collisions are very high. So if ineffective collisions are very high, they are not going to give us desired product. That's why the reaction rates always takes place at a moderate rate, because effective collisions are less. number of ineffective collisions are very high. Even hence, the collision frequency being very high, 10 to the power 30 to 10 to the power 40 collision per second, due to more number of ineffective collisions, products are not being formed, and hence our reaction takes place at a moderate rate. Now class, other factors affecting reaction rate. Other factors affecting reaction rate. So what are those factors? Class, first is the physical state. Physical state. Gaseous, fastest. Liquids, intermediate. And solid, very slow. So, reaction rate depends upon physical state of reactants also. If the reactants are gases, the reaction is going to be very fast because free intermixing of the reactants are possible, and free intermixing is possible, then definitely the reaction is going to travel at a very fast rate. In the case of solid, solid reacts at the surface only. See, there are two solids. This is also solid, this is also solid. If I just write them, they are not going to give you any desired product. That's why the reaction rate is very, very slow in the case of solid reactant. The reason is that all the molecules which are present on the surface, they are very much attracted towards the bulk of the substance, and hence they are very strongly bonded, and therefore they are going to give us a very, very slow reaction rate. But in the case of liquids, it is intermediate. Then number 2, concentration. Class, just now we studied LOMA, law of mass action. What does it suggest? It suggests that rate at any instant is directly proportional to concentration of the reactant. So, higher the concentration, more is the reaction rate. So, if you increase the concentration of reactant, more number of colliding species will be there, and since more number of colliding species will be there, therefore reaction rate will be also very high. Third is your surface area. Class, larger the surface area, more number of molecules are colliding, and hence more is the reaction rate. It can be understood by a simple experiment. Let us take a piece of iron nail only, in a test tube, and test tube is filled with either hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid. You just place iron nail to it, you will find that okay, there will be some reactions, but reaction not will be very fast, because the iron nail will react at the surface only, so it will take very, very long time to dissolve that iron nail. But if I just cut this iron nail into small pieces, surface area increases, and as soon as you have seen in the case of copper turning, as soon as you put copper turning, any even iron turning also, what happens, as soon as you dissolve in sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid, they immediately vanishes. The reason is that the surface area has been increased, and therefore the reaction rate also increases. Then we come to our next topic, that is temperature. Very, very important. Higher the temperature, more is the reaction rate. Higher the temperature, more is the reaction rate. Because if you increase the temperature, then kinetic energy of reacting molecules increases, and when kinetic energy of the reacting molecule increases, collision frequency will increase, and if collision frequency will increase, then definitely your reaction rate is also going to increase. Class, it has been observed that for every 10 degrees centigrade, please remember it, for every 10 degrees centigrade, reaction rate either doubles or triples. Very, very important point. For every 10 degrees centigrade rise in temperature, reaction rate either doubles or triples. Class, just now we studied effect of temperature on reaction rate. Higher the temperature, more the reaction rate. For every 10 degrees centigrade, reaction rate either doubles or triples. Then class, there was Arrhenius suggestion. Arrhenius suggestion. Listen very carefully. What does Arrhenius suggest? Arrhenius suggests that rate constant of a particular reaction is function of its temperature. I repeat, rate constant of a particular reaction is function of its temperature, and he gave this following relationship where K is your rate constant, A is your collision frequency, EA is your activation energy, R universal gas constant, always value 8.74 joule Kelvin inverse mole inverse, and T is your temperature in Kelvin. So he gave K equals to A to the power minus CA upon RT. Class, converting into natural log. In the next step, I get ln K equals to ln A minus CA upon RT. Converting natural log to log base 10, we get, and class, you must know that whenever we convert natural log to log base 10, we should multiply by 2.03. So class, here we get 2.03 log K, 2.03 log A minus CA upon RT. In the next step, I have taken 2.03 common. So log K equals to log A minus CA upon 2.03 R into T. Class, this represents y equal to mx plus c formula. So if I make a graph of log K against 1 by T, log K against 1 by T, log K against 1 by T, we get a slope, negative slope, and the value is minus E upon 2.003 R. Class, very important for your IT point of view. So slope is always minus E upon 2.003 R. We get a straight line with negative slope. Now class, very important, if K1 is rate constant at T1 and K2 is rate constant at T2, then subtracting 2 from 1, okay, subtracting 2 from 1, we get log K2 by K1 equals to EA 2.03 T2 minus T1 upon T1 T2. Class, this becomes your expression for Arrhenius theory. Quite often questions are being asked on this Arrhenius equation. So in the next step, we are going to solve numerical on it. So class, I repeat again, Arrhenius suggested that rate constant of a particular reaction is function of its temperature. So K equals to A to the power minus CA upon RT. Converting to natural log, then converting to log base 10, we get 2.03 log K equals to 2.03 log A minus CA upon RT. So taking 2.30 common, we get log K equals to log A minus CA upon 2.03 1 by T. So class, if I just take this quantity here and log A there, we find it's a straight line equation y equal to mx plus c. So if I plot log K against 1 by T, I get a straight line but with a negative slope, and slope is given by minus CA upon 2.03 R. So class, now we can make two expression for T1 and T2. If K1 is rate constant at T1, if K2 is rate constant at T2, we get two equation. So subtracting K2 from K1, we get log K2 by K1 equals to A upon 2.03 R, T2 minus T1 upon T1 T2. So very important, that is called Arrhenius equation.